of God plain. And where is the preaching today? Where is the preaching today? We got a little guy sitting on a stool, you know. I'm okay, you're okay, all dogs go to heaven. I mean, it's plain spiritual okay. I mean, get in touch with your inner child. I want to give you 15 principles. I want to give you 6 principles on this. Tell you how to manage your time, how to get your kids to go to bed and sleep at night. I mean, it beats anything I've ever... I mean, brother, we need to preach the Word of God. People need the Word of God. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. It's the Word of God that crucifies our flesh and sanctifies us. It's the Word of God that repels the devil. Why do you think that the devil wants to get the Word of God out of the church? Because it's the Word of God that makes him retreat. And yet, you got Dr. Jack Frost up in the pulpit. These guys talk normal when you, hello brother, how you doing? Good to see you. And then they get up in the pulpit, oh God, stained glass vocal cords? What's that all about? I'm expecting their head to start to spin and green stuff to start coming out of their mouth. It's crazy. And I don't understand why people aren't excited about the Word of God. I go preach places all my life. I especially go to a Baptist Association meeting, and somebody will come up when they don't know me. They'll say, "What background? What's your background? What background?" I know what they're saying. They think that I hadn't always been Baptist. I must have been something else. And I've always been. I was raised in a Baptist church, but I got saved, folks, and I can't get over getting saved. And listen, Baptist churches have gotten so dead that if you got some life, they think you must have got it somewhere else because you sure didn't get in the Baptist church. And you got a guy who's standing up there and he's giving a talk. A bunch of people that are sitting up there, you know, they got this TV show. A lot of these young people like it. It's spooky and it's scary. And I can watch stuff like that. I'll have nightmares, man. The Walking Dead. That's probably I said, what's the big deal about that? I've been dealing with The Walking Dead for 30-something years in the Baptist church, man. Now, 2 or 3 of you hadn't smiled yet. When you're the only ones in here not laughing, guess who's got the problem? And you say, well, Brother Herb, we don't like what I'm only going to be. Listen, this is not a kidney stone, man. I'm only going to be here 3 nights. Go to your happy place. Think about what they got on sale at Walmart right now, brother. No, listen, life's too short to waste our time not getting down to business with God. But I get to thinking about guys that don't preach. Let me just tell you this. You got a man that gets up there and preaches the pure Word of God. You got to get... I know you were in the hospital last week, and you were there for 45 minutes getting your bunion operated on, and he didn't get the message, and he missed your visit. Now you're all pouting. Let me tell you something. If he preaches the Word of God, give the guy a break and get down on your knee. You say, have our pastors in this area been talking to you? No, they don't have to talk to me, because it's the same place everywhere and everywhere I've ever pastored. People will get tore up over somebody not coming to hold their hand when their gizzard's being vibrated with a new treatment, but they don't care whether the Word of God's even preached from the pulpit. That's all I've ever said. You know, I was thinking my first church was in Thomasville, Georgia. And that's when they started having self-service gas stations. Didn't have the card out there yet, but you'd fill it up, and then you'd go to a little guy, he'd be in a booth. Remember that? They'd be like a little booth with a window. I filled my car up, and I walked up, and I looked in that booth, and this guy, I heard him before I saw him. It sounded like there's a wild animal in the booth. And I never heard such a jump, frantic and banging, and I looked into the window, and the guy that's supposed to take my money, he was jumping around, and he was pulling his breeches off. Well, I was so stunned, I just stood there. And finally, he looked up at me, and he said, I'm sorry, sir. He kept pulling them off. He said, I got to be in my breeches. Man, I understand. I got to thinking about that. I was in one of these churches, and that poor preacher, he's dead, man. I mean, the life's been sucked out of him. I'd get one of the choir to get a big old bumblebee. Be sure you put some holes in the top of that mason jar lid and put him in that lid and put him under your robe. And when he gets up there and starts praying that old dead prayer, just sneak up there on him and just pull the elastic back and drop that bumblebee down his breeches, brother. And let me tell you something, it might not be the Spirit, but you get some action that Sunday morning. I want to tell you what America needs. America needs Spirit-filled men of God who stand in a pulpit tomorrow. We need preachers of the Word.